Come in.
Sir,
Come
may I
in.
come in, sir?
Come.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes, Sameer. So, any tension of the next mock?
No, sir.
No. All right. Good. Okay. Please tell us something about yourself.
So my name is SAMEER GOEL. I hail from Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. After doing my engineering in electrical engineering, I went on to work in the IDBI bank for around 9 months as an officer in Bhopal. Thereafter, in 2017, I joined the Reserve Bank of India, and from then I have been working in the RBI as an officer in Navi Mumbai.
In Navi Mumbai.
Yes.
All right. And hobbies and
Sir, my hobbies are playing badminton, and as a part of extra co-curricular activities, I also taught at a shelter home in Bhopal with an NGO, child
Okay.
shelter home.
all right. Okay. Sameer, you are working with the central bank, the Reserve Bank of India, and for the last 6 times, there is no change in repo rate.
Yes, sir.
What does it indicate?
Sir, it indicates basically 2 things. Firstly, that the inflation needs to be brought into the 4%, near to 4%, because it is now around 5.4%. So the central bank is very, very cautious about bringing it to that level. Secondly, the central bank also wants the monetary policy transmission to be effective. Although the rate change has not taken place, but transmission is still not complete. So and thirdly, I will say that the central bank is also looking at the global scenarios about the food inflation and about the supply chain issues, and also the FedEx policy. So it's a cautious approach basically.
It's basically a cautious approach.
Yes.
But I thought that in view of the elections, probably the rates will be lowered and more money in the hands of people on the banks for lending.
So central bank always has a long-term vision, and election cycle is always there in the country. But the central bank has a vision of medium-term inflation target and growth. So seeing that, the bank has taken decision.
Okay. You said you work with a shelter home.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen the movie Bhakshak?
No, sir. It is released on Netflix, I think, recently, but I have not seen.
You
it.
haven't?
No, sir. I have not seen.
Okay. So, what are the problems faced by children living in such shelter homes?
So there are when I was there working in the shelter home, fortunately there were not as such any problems. But I also visited some other shelter homes. So there were the following problems that I saw there. Firstly, the hygiene. As you enter the shelter home, you can see the sting, and it's like a very big issue for them. Secondly, the quality of food and clothing that has been given. Everybody is wearing the same clothes, so no choice to the children. And lastly, there has been news about sexual harassment in some of the shelter homes. In that shelter home, there were no such news, but in shelter homes in Bhopal and Muzaffarpur, I have heard that there are homes.
What can be done to address the problems of sexual exploitation of children in such homes?
Sir, following can be done. Firstly, the awareness among the children about what about these issues, about inappropriate touch, or about these can be. Secondly, about the awareness among the people of shelter homes about the rules. Thirdly, the child welfare committee should take proper inspections and ensure that those who have been alleged of these crimes against children are not there in the shelter homes. And lastly, use of technology like CCTV surveillance should be there, and other use of technology can be there in these homes.
No, CCTV is fine. The other technology you mentioned, what is that other technology?
Like in the mobile phones, there is some. When I was there in the shelter home, that time WhatsApp just came. So they have a WhatsApp group that if at all there is some incident or there is some suspicion, they used to report on that group.
Okay. All right. You have given up your electrical and electronics engineering in favor of banking, right?
Yes.
Now you have been working with the bank for about good 6 years.
Yes, sir.
And you want to make a switch to civil service.
Yes, sir.
Why are you so fickle-minded?
So when I joined engineering in 2011, and by 2013 I had made up my mind that I want to go for civil services. But since I wanted to be independent, I was looking for options that can give me the same opportunity as civil services. So that is why I started looking for other exams, and I cleared the RBI exam, and I continued my preparation for civil services. So my aim has been always to join the civil services.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Sameer,
Yes, sir.
I have seen you have already appeared once for interview.
Yes, sir.
Once or twice.
Once, sir. This is my second interview.
What was your score in the last interview?
Sir, I scored 168 marks.
168. So you missed it narrowly.
I missed by 11 marks, sir.
Okay. I hope this time you make it up.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you have opted for IAS and IPS as your option.
Yes, sir.
So what is the difference between IAS and IPS from attitude point of view? I am talking about attitude. What different attitude is required for IAS and IPS?
Sir, both require high level of emotional intelligence and perseverance. But honestly, I cannot pinpoint any particular attitude that will be different between these two services. Possibly, I will say attitude of more towards fitness for an IPS officer, more towards fitness and about the large hours actually. So. How to remain fit in those times like
in
that.
IAS, you need not be fit.
Not exactly, sir, but like in policing, it's like it's much more challenging. It's much more a field job. In IAS, in sub posting, you may be in the headquarters, but in policing, most of the times it may be you in the field. So that is only I can point out this.
Okay. Okay, you have been working in RBI.
Yes, sir.
So, what is the status of rupees 2000 notes these days, which was withdrawn last year, na?
Yes, sir.
Gradually they were withdrawn.
Yes, sir.
So, what is their status at the moment?
So the notes can be exchanged at the RBI offices,
Okay.
and in banks they are not doing it. But
Whether they are legally valid or not?
sir, they are not legally valid, but they can be exchanged at the RBI offices.
No, but RBI says it is a legal tender, legally valid tender, even now.
So what I know that it can be exchanged, but they are not being
Exchange
used.
is one thing, but like earlier 500 rupees notes and they have been legally invalid.
Demonetized.
But during monetization.
Yes, sir.
Now 2000 rupees note is legally invalid so far.
Okay, so I will check on this, sir, because
Okay. Okay, you tell me, IDBI also you worked.
yes, sir,
There was a news I read that IDBI likely to be
privatized.
privatized. Do you think there is now need for public sector banks to be privatized?
So in my opinion, public sector banks should not be privatized, but they should be merged and better structured.
How? What three suggestions you would give to make public sector banks to operate efficiently or better way?
So three suggestions will be: firstly, the corporate governance norms should be stricter for them. Board supervision should be there.
That is already there.
Secondly, I will suggest this dynamic pay structure and dynamic recruitment policies for these banks, so that they can hire specialists at different levels and pay them as per the market skills, so that they can be retained for long. Lastly, I will say that the government's interference in the banks should reduce. Like they should be given to a holding company, which has a control over the banks.
Okay, your hobbies include, I was seeing, volunteer with NGO for child shelter home, that is there, playing badminton.
Yes, sir.
Do you play badminton?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me a few, who are the best male and female players at the moment, two each?
So in the world, Mr. Victor X Alexei.
Indian context, I am talking about Indian.
In male, we have world number 7 HS Pranoy, who is there, and we have Lakshya Sen. And female, we have PV Sindhu at number 11. And Saina Nehwal has not been very active, but she is also an important player for India.
Okay, Lakshya Sen you mentioned.
Yes.
How do you assess what is the best part of his game? What would you suggest? Have you seen Lakshya Sen
Yes,
game?
sir. Yes, sir.
He came very fast. Right?
Yes, sir.
What were the best points in his game which you will like to emulate, or which you like to see in a badminton player?
Sir, what I observed was that he has a very good backhand and forehand from the rear court. From the rear court he can play a very good forehand backhand to the other part of the court, and he has flat rallies, and he's swift and agile as a badminton player.
Okay, thank you.
Sameer,
Hello, sir.
Recently this was in news. What is Indian market capitalization these days?
Yes, sir. It was in news. India surpassed number 3. India became, but I am not sure that it's 4.33
Trillion.
$.
Yeah, okay. Tropic of Cancer,
Yes, sir.
it passes through India.
Yes, sir.
You know that?
Yes, sir.
How many states does it pass through?
So exact number, I think it's 7. Like from Gujarat to it passes to Madhya Pradesh also.
From any important place in Madhya Pradesh which is almost at the Tropic of Cancer?
Vidisha near Sachi is there. So
Sanchi.
yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. I'll go back to your electrical and electronics engineering.
Yes, sir.
I hope you remember some of it.
Yes, sir. I've been reading it.
How much have you used your electrical electronics engineering in your banking career? Have you used anything?
Yes, sir. I will use it, sir.
You have. What is the difference between generator and alternator?
Sorry, sir. I cannot recall. I just read a few days back, but I'm revise it, sir.
Okay. And what is the difference between a dielectric and insulator?
Sorry, sir. I cannot recall that.
Okay. What is a thyristor?
Thyristor is also a semiconductor device that regulates the flow of current in one direction.
What is unique about it? What is it called by other name? SCR.
SCR.
Hmm?
Okay, sir.
All right. What do you know about the NATO expansion?
So NATO has been expanding like countries like Sweden and Finland.
Okay.
And where,
So, which is the last country to join NATO?
sir, if I'm right, it is Finland. I think it's a 30.
And Sweden is about to join, or
About to join, sir.
which country is opposing Sweden's inclusion in NATO?
Oh, sorry, sir. I can guess if you permit.
Yeah.
Mostly it's Russia, which has been.
No. Russia is not in NATO. It
okay.
cannot object. One of the NATO countries is objecting to
Okay.
inclusion of Sweden.
Okay, maybe I think Norway only. Norway.
What was the root cause of the tussle between Ukraine and Russia?
So main point was that Ukraine's inclusion in the NATO.
Correct.
So like it will bring the NATO forces closer to
All
Russian
right.
borders.
So Russia was objecting to Ukraine's inclusion in NATO, but during this fight of 2 years, Finland has already joined and Sweden is joining. Both of them have borders with Russia. In fact, Finland has the longest border with Russia.
Yes,
so what do you think about Russian plan of attacking Ukraine on the plea that NATO should not come to its door?
So it was not the only reason. Other reason was about the recognition of rights in the two territories like Donetsk and Luhansk.
Okay.
So this was also one of the reasons. And as per I know, these are the two reasons that Russia has given for.
What is the present situation between India and Sri Lanka? Indian-Sri Lankan relationship. What significant things can you tell me right now?
Sir, India was one of the first countries who guarantee for the Paris Club about the debt settlement of Sri Lanka. And the dispute about Kacha Thivu Island is there.
What is the dispute of Kacha Thivu Island?
As per I think 1978 they have given this island to Sri Lanka.
73
to Sri Lanka. But the Tamil Nadu government wants India to renegotiate that because it is used for resting of fishermen who are there. And fishermen dispute between India and Sri Lanka is there.
All right. Thank you.
In sociology, how do you explain the concept of culture of poverty?
So culture of poverty concept was given by Mr. Oscar Lewis. It says that there is a culture of poverty. There are certain characteristics of poverty like dependence on people and early gratification that is there and that is propagated from one generation to another. So it's a social.
Does this concept directly or indirectly blame the poor for their poverty?
Blame the sir. This is this actually there are two concepts: blame the poor or blame the system. So
Culture of poverty blames whom?
it blames the society because the poverty perpetuating culture that people take into.
Try to tell me the similarities and distinction between poverty and deprivation.
So poverty and deprivation both are concerned with the lack of resources, and poverty is basically with resources, but deprivation is also about exclusion from society, like exclusion from participation in different processes of society.
So then what is the difference between deprivation and social exclusion?
Deprivation is also about not giving those opportunities which will help in the development of an individual, like absence of opportunities.
Do you think India has a demographic dividend or a demographic disaster?
So India has currently a demographic dividend, but if it is not utilized properly, then it can.
How do you say it's a demographic dividend when much of our youth are unemployable? So then how is it a dividend?
So the government is taking a lot of steps for the skill development of the youth. So it is a potential, like it's a potential. Dividend is a potential, and it has to be utilized properly.
Do you think anywhere in India, in any kind of Indian society, the Jajmani system still operates?
So Jajmani system in its format like Jajman and Kameen can be seen from the bonded labor concept in some other states, where like the Jajman is the person who has
How can you equate bonded labor with the Jajmani?
So this is the only link I can find. Apart from that, I not able to.
My last question to you. If you take India and China together, about 40% of the world population is India and China.
Yes, sir.
If you add the remaining South and Southeast Asia, 70% of the world's population is in this area.
Yes, sir.
How do you explain this?
Sir, it is like population, family planning. It can be associated with family planning that the countries have not taken up the family planning at the right time, and
Any sociological explanation can you offer?
sorry, sir, I cannot think of any
Thank you.
explanation on that.
Well, Sameer,
Yes, sir.
you come from a good family. Your father is general manager, BHEL. Your mother is child specialist and community health center. So, they must have given you all the opportunities for your personal growth. And you are working in Reserve Bank of India. Congratulations. Getting job in RBI is a big achievement.
Thank you.
So let us understand, with the benefit of your IDBI and Reserve Bank background, what is a payment bank? Paytm payment bank is quite in controversy these days. So what is a payment bank? Payment bank. First, let us understand it.
So payment bank is a bank that was a new category of banks that was created for promoting financial inclusion, promoting remittances, and promoting savings among the people. It has characteristics like it can take a deposit of up to 2 lakhs per account. It cannot issue credit cards. It can issue debit cards, and
But it can take deposits
it can take deposits up to 2 lakh per person.
up to 2 lakh.
2 lakh per person.
Okay, fine. And what we understand by fintech? Fintech revolution in our country?
Fintech is a amalgamation, is a crossing point of finance and technology sector, where technology is being used to deliver the financial products.
So one of the co-founder of PhonePe, which is perhaps currently owned by Ant Group of Walmart, that Paytm is father of fintech revolution in India. Call it father or mother of fintech revolution of India. What does it mean? And he further went on to say that RBI, headed by a 60 plus kind of person, don't understand what 40 plus kind of persons do in a revolutionary mode.
So Paytm is considered father because it initiated this UPI and this every merchant has this QR code. So it started this revolution of bringing those QR codes and technology to the different parts of the country.
Why? And second observation, having a unpleasant observation on RBI.
Sir, on
Headed
that,
by a 60 plus kind of person, they don't understand mind of 40 plus kind of persons who lead such revolutions.
So with due respect, I don't agree with this observation because RBI is not only about one person. RBI has a lot of many people, officers like us who are under 30 and who are working there.
Okay, they are workers, they are staff.
Yes, and also the action on Paytm was taken only after a
Okay, fine, you don't understand. Anyway, what were the wrongs done by Paytm which deserved this kind of punitive action?
So there were a couple of things.
Couple of things, one or two.
Firstly, sir, the KYC norms were not followed.
Okay, KYC not followed.
And secondly, the non-compliance with the direction
But
of
it
the
is a payment bank only. They process only payments and
Sure.
they cannot take big deposits. So what KYC? Their KYC cannot be at par with the KYC which is required for a regular bank like SBI or IDBI.
Sir, for payment banks also the KYC is as per the other banks only. They have to link the Aadhaar and PAN card. And I think 1,000 names were linked to one Aadhaar, one PAN card. That was an observation.
Okay, fine. My last question. That you are before us as a representative of RBI. RBI has suspended all operations of Paytm payment bank with effect from 29th Feb.
Yes, sir.
Good, and we know that if you go to buy sabji, to go to a milk vendor, you are most likely to see that Paytm payment board over there. So from 29th Feb, an entire ecosystem will have a severe jolt. So
Sir,
could there have been a better way out?
So firstly, the ban is on the Paytm Payments Bank, not on the Paytm UPI app. So it can still receive the payments from other banks. The condition is that it has to be from other banks. But the Paytm UPI app is very much functional after that also. Secondly, the RBI has given sufficient time to Paytm and still Paytm has time. If Paytm can comply with the regulations, RBI as a regulator will also look at these things. RBI as a regulator will look at the compliance and will take a decision suitably.
We'll look at the compliance. They have already suspended, and the indications are that by mid of March, license will be cancelled. License will also be cancelled by mid of March.
Okay, sorry sir, I'm not aware about this license being cancelled, but RBI has given them sufficient time for compliance.
Okay,
But
fine.
within-
Okay, sure.
So, Sameer, we are virtually done with your interaction.
Okay, sir.
So, how do you think it went?
So it's went decent. Like I was able to answer questions, but maybe I will have answered some better if I know some more insights into that.
Like in which fields?
Like sir asked about his Paytm, so I
Okay.
know only what is in the newspaper, not from the internal. I didn't
Right.
ask the paper.
Right. Because this is the most current issue
Yes, sir.
concerning RBI with Paytm.
Yes, sir.
So I think you can get a better knowledge of that. Let's break it down, your performance today. First of all, you come across as a very good candidate. When is your interview?
12th March.
You have more than a month.
Exactly a month.
So then what is the big rush of doing one interview here, the other there? Why are
Actually,
you
I'm
rushing?
actually in Mumbai, sir, so I come on weekends to Delhi. So I will not come after this. I will come only for the interview.
Are you coming every weekend?
No, sir. That is what I'm saying. I came this time and I came 1 month before, and now I will come at the time of interview only.
Okay, I'm so happy to hear that. Otherwise, you are ready for the interview,
No, sir. I'm not.
right?
coming every week.
Few observations.
Yes, sir.
Are you tired?
Yes, sir. I'm tired, sir. Because
It looks on your face.
yeah, sir. That's I'm tired.
The moment you entered, you have not slept well.
Yes, sir. That's been,
So probably that could explain some fuzziness in your
yes, sir.
answers,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
One felt that you knew the answers, but you are not able to voice them.
Oh, yes, sir.
You look tired and short on sleep, right? Another thing I found is you are slouching. You are slouching in the chair. You are a young man, play badminton, can you sit straight? आप पीछे हो गया आराम से बैठ.
Okay.
Sit straight.
Okay.
So you should not be slouching. You may be a banker. Bankers may slouch, but you are a civil service aspirant.
Okay, sir.
So have some spine and stay straight.
Okay. Sir.
Okay, that's one. And why are you holding your hands on the knees? Are you legs are don't obey your orders? Are they running away anyway?
Sir, I keep it like this only every time. Last time also I kept like that only. So
Can you change it?
So one suggestion was keeping it like this.
Huh?
But I was too conscious about keeping it like
But
my.
can you keep your hands on the? What kind of? अच्छा
वो नहीं होती है ऐसा चेयर नहीं
ये
होता है।
नहीं होगा
वो इसलिए
सिंपल
थोड़ा
वैसे तो
वो-
इसीलिए आपको ऐसे ही रखना
हाँ,
पड़ेगा.
ये ऐसा नहीं होता
Okay.
है ना। Okay, हाँ।
I felt that you have fixed hands. You can perhaps use a bit of your hands.
Sir, I used, but some other like last year I gave one interview, no? So they said that you are using like I used to do like this. So
They mock in the mocks.
Yes,
They told you,
yes, sir.
but not in the actual interview.
As said, they don't tell anything in the.
They
actual
they
interview.
they won't tell you. Too much use of hands should be avoided.
Okay.
But sitting like a robo and answering,
Okay, sir.
and then your voice is also monotone.
Okay, sir.
You have to be a bit more animated if you want to cross 180.
Okay, sir.
You got to involve better with the members of the board.
Okay, sir.
Another thing I noticed was that you are engaging only with the member who has posed the question to you. Is there a problem if you engage others also in your
Sir, I was
conversation?
trying to glance, but I glanced also other members also, but not frequently, sir. I was
No, you are not supposed to move from him to there,
Yes, sir.
but from him to him
Okay, sir.
or up to this.
Okay, sir.
You are not supposed to, you are not a camera moving like this,
Okay.
right?
Okay, sir.
So, but if you engage, be animated.
Okay, sir.
Today you are looking tired, you are not looking fresh. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yes, sir. I'm.
It shows. So, no slouching.
Okay, sir.
You can use your hands, right? And no tired looks on the day of your.
Sure, sir.
You must rest well.
Yes, sir.
You are prepared for the interview, and sometimes I found that you don't complete the sentence.
Okay, sir.
You left a couple of times. You left the sentence unfinished.
Okay, sir.
Whether I have nodded or something, in agreement, or anybody has nodded, you must complete.
Okay, sir.
You cannot leave it
Okay.
short, right? And are you going to? I hope you are not wearing this shirt for the main interview.
No, sir. I will wear this shirt only, but maybe I will iron it out. Over.
No, you cannot wear this shirt.
Okay, sir.
I have a problem with this.
Okay.
This shirt collar is typically for a bow tie,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So slightly, so
Longer. Okay, sir.
right.
Okay, sir.
So either a bow tie, which you don't for the
I will
interview.
longer like
So just change that.
Yes, sir.
And,
Yes, sir.
and another thing, you see, you are a very good candidate, but you need to work on your DAF. DAF money, your education, the electrical and electronics. There could be few questions that you have not practiced it, you have not gone through it for eons now. 7 years, 8 years is
9
eons.
years easily.
9 years is a long time, a decade.
Yes, sir.
But brushing up a little bit, that would help you.
Yes, sir.
And current affairs you need to.
Yes, that's I'm.
Also, you have time, a month's time.
Okay.
So, brushing up sociology will also help.
Yes, sir.
Maybe it was your tiredness that you knew the answers, but you did not frame the question, answer responses very well. But what I asked you, you were very methodical. You were very good. You were precise, pointed, and very good.
Okay, thank you.
So that is the kind of response one is looking at, precise.
Yes, sir.
So don't talk too much,
Yes,
finish it. Okay? You are very good. Any questions you have?
No, sir. Like it's very much.
So you already know what happens inside the
Yes,
room. So all the very best to you.
Yes, sir.
Do well.
So one more thing about like if I don't know the answer, like sometimes I have content that is below average to some question. So whether I should skip that question or
Well, that's a good question. If you think you don't know and you are hazarding a guess, don't do it.
means I don't know the complete, like I know 1 point, something like that.
You can always say that what I know about this is this much. But beyond that, I need to read more. Please don't use the phrase "in my limited knowledge."
Okay.
Avoid it.
Okay, sir.
Why should we hire somebody with limited knowledge?
Okay, sir.
You are exposing your inadequacy.
Okay, sir.
So just say, as far as you know,
Okay, sir.
right? And beyond this, I do not know.
Because that becomes very informal if I say as per my knowledge, as what I know, like so. I was very, because there are some questions which I feel that I don't have much content. I know
No,
the
if you don't have the content, whatever you have, you can always share. I know up to this point,
Okay, sir.
this much,
Okay, sir.
and beyond that, I don't. I'm sorry.
उसको बंद कर दीजिए.
Or if you wish not to answer,
Okay, sir.
it is your call. Even if you don't answer a couple of questions in the interview, it's not going to harm you.
Yeah, that's
No candidate answers all the questions.
Yes, sir,
Very
that's-
few would do
yeah,
that.
that is
Okay?
Yes.
So that's it.
Okay, sir.
Okay?
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
And this time, let's see that you make it.
Hope, sir.
Yes. All the best.
All the best.
Okay.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.